Well, the internet is a new and exciting opportunity, a new and exciting medium for communication that has grown so rapidly over time that it tends to provoke some issues, things that perhaps we didn't think about in the very early days of the internet, things we have never experienced given the broad diversity and breadth of exposure that the internet gives. One of the areas that concerns me is the publishing of information that is expected to be, by the recipient, factual and accurate, much like we purchase a particular newspaper, a magazine, subscribe to some kind of service because we have a high degree of confidence that the information we're getting is accurate and reflects the reality of what's really happening. Today on the internet, of course, anybody can be a publisher of information. Anybody can distribute content in a way that appears to be factual and accurate, but is not. And that becomes a troubling situation, particularly as we see now a few of the major nationwide publishers like the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, trying to get an internet presence and bring along the value of their brand and trademark to bring people a level of comfort that what they're seeing is accurate. But in the meantime, there's really no way, and it would be unrealistic and frankly probably against the US Constitution, to attempt to police that. And so it's really up to the individual to make decisions about where he or she gathers her information and her news. And unless we become much more sophisticated in how we do that, we're apt to find ourselves reacting to information that is totally inaccurate and making decisions that could impact both our personal lives, our families' lives, and in fact, the life of the country in terms of political campaigning. So it's an issue and an area that I think requires more and more both self-circumspection in terms of how you access information and how much you rely on it, and also on whether or not we can build an industry, a business that's viable, that will allow us to move what historically was done primarily in print to the electronic world of the internet. I'm very confident that over time this will happen, but at the moment we're living in rather rocky times, and it's a little hard to know exactly when you read something whether it's accurate or not. There are a few sites on the web that try and debunk the myths that are out there, but by and large they're relatively few, and you have to be proactive and unfortunately somewhat skeptical. And while a little bit of skepticism is healthy, you really would like to feel that you have the ability and are given the opportunity to get access to accurate information. And that to me is a major ethical question that the internet and the people who use the internet primarily to distribute information have to come to grips with.